casino, playing the dice or playing the cards, but mostly the dice, I always thought to myself, I'm going to win big and live on easy street. Little Orphan Annie did. I did a little research, because the fact that a guy like Oliver Warbucks was able to give a $50,000 reward to see who Annie's biological parents are, the equivalent of $50,000 in today's money, that's a whopping $888,613, and of course, 77 cents. That's a lot of fucking money for being a great reward. You think those people actually gave a shit about being Annie's parents? Probably, but at the same time, they're being offered $50,000 in the Great Depression era in New York City. So, of course, anybody will come out of their house when they're sitting there reading the newspaper, listening to the radio, and then all of a sudden hearing that I'm offering $50,000 a great reward. Somebody will stop what they're doing. They'll probably get off the can, wipe their ass when they're taking a shit, pull their pants up, and then realize a $50,000 reward to see if you are the actual parents for a little orphan. Well, I wouldn't know what to think about that. $800,000, $888,000 specifically. That's a lot of goddamn money, especially in money right now. But I've seen a lot of musicals, whether it's on stage or if it's on film, or if there's particular ones that I have not seen. There's been so many musicals out there, and I am somebody who has always loved the concept, the makings, the setup, the whole entire production of what a Broadway musical is. I mean, for any musical, for any story that is put on the play, the hours of hours put into just rehearsing choreography, the scripts, learning the songs, the vocal range, rehearsing the actual music itself, choosing a specific actor and actress to play said main leading role or supporting role or behind the scenes, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of work put into a Broadway production, and that's one thing I've loved is that, see, in movies, you get to see it on screen, but when you go to a theater and you see it on stage, it's right there in front of you, and you're actually seeing visually the particular performer's actual emotions with how they're going about with the song that they're doing, how they're interacting with the other cast members, how they're rehearsing their lines, actually legitimately feeling the emotion of what they are going through in said scene. Broadway musicals like Wicked, Cats, Damn Yankee, Cinderella, Hello Dolly, Fiddler on the Roof, Sound of Music, Bye Bye Birdie, Caribe, Phantom of the Opera, Les Miserables, you name it. There's plenty of these particular musicals that turned into a cinematic feature, and then vice versa. A cinematic feature turned into a Broadway musical. However, Annie is one of those most common, beloved, well-known stories from the Broadway musical era that was turned into a cinematic feature. It didn't matter what year it was, 1982, 2014, 1998, whatever it was. There's been so many different adaptations of Annie turned into a motion picture. However, the one that I'm going to talk about is the most common beloved one, and that is from 1982, where it had such a beloved cast that had just fun personalities put into a nice little fun film. So around Great Depression era around the 1920s, 1930s, New York City, Little Orphan Annie, played by Eileen Quinn, gets chosen by Grace Farrell, who is played by Anne Renking, who is the secretary of Oliver Warbucks, the billionaire, who is played by Albert Finney. Now, then you have Miss Hannigan, who realizes that Annie has a particular locket around her neck that was given to her by her biological parents. Now, Annie believes her parents are still out there somewhere in the great beyond, whether they're in New York City or somewhere around the United States or even in a different country. She believes her parents are out there somewhere. Now, since the fact Rooster, who was played by Tim Curry, was released from prison on good behavior and joined by his fiancee Miss Lily St. Regis, who was named after the well-known hotel played by Bernadette Peters, Oliver Warbucks, as I am going to reiterate, puts out a $50 reward to reveal whose Annie's real biological parents are. Now, once Miss Hannigan hears about it, she tells her brother about it, along with her brother's fiance. We're going to get ourselves some money and be living on Easy Street, no pun intended. Well, it's a nice little story. The concept's right there. And along the way, we know about Annie. She tries to escape the orphanage to go on an adventure exploring New York City. She meets her dog, Sandy, and the dog, well-trained, plays himself, which is the name of the real dog. Brings him back, tells the girls about Sandy, who the dog is. That's a new companion. Now, that is one thing I'm going to start off the bat right here about this movie, is that each song, not only does it fit the whole entire scene of what's going into, but each song has a special value and meaning. And I like that a lot. Songs like Tomorrow, Sandy, Easy Street, what's that one song? It's a Hard Knock Life for Us. That one song that the three girls are singing that was off the radio. I forgot what the fucking name of it was, but they were singing that one. What else? What other songs are there? The sun will come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollars. Maybe the opening track that she's singing outside of a window. Each song, it's just absolutely wonderful. Beautiful vocal range is done by Eileen Quinn, especially at her young age, for her being chosen out of how many girls at the time when they were casting this film, and the fact that she was the perfect role for not only singing but having the look and the appeal to fit the little Orphan Annie character. The music is just wonderful songs, and the choreography put into this, how the girls were able to maneuver and learn each dance move to fit the songs itself. Great energy put into it, lots of fun, step by step learning it, fun stuff. The story itself, like I said, it's a nice little movie. It's a nice little picture. When Annie's the fact that she's the leader of the whole entire orphanage, tells the girls to take care of themselves. She's going to Oliver Warbucks' house for a week. Her whole entire life has been changed right there, from being an orphan to living in luxury. The secretary taking good care of her, Oliver Warbucks being the busy son of a bitch that he is. As for what Oliver Warbucks does, I know he's probably some sort of politician, whatever the hell it is. The fact that they went to the movies, that's another song, going to the movies. I don't know what film they saw in there, I forgot. But that's honestly probably my favorite one, is the fact that Annie's going out for the first time in her young life, going to witness something that she always wanted to see, going to the movies, seeing the stars of what the motion picture was like. And that is the thing, is that having that great homage to seeing movies around that time being featured, I love it. And that's another thing I really respected about this film a lot, is the fact, again, taking place in the Great Depression, and you are seeing the whole entire appeal of that time setting take place into this. So like I said, it's a nice little story. It's got a fantastic cast. Now, out of all of them that really stood out for me that I love, Carol Burnett, she is, to me, if not the greatest female comedian I've ever witnessed. The Carol Burnett show, the sketch comedy she does, the personality, the funny voices she does, her facial expressions, and the fact that she just hit it off playing as a drunk. She is just absolutely hilarious. Once again, she to me was the highlight of the whole entire movie for me. So yeah, folks, Annie, it's a nice little fun movie, and I tell you all right now, if you want to see Annie, either stick to a production. If it's playing, if it's going to be a local theater production for you all, if it's going to be playing at a local theater where you want to see musicals, see that. If you want to see the cinematic feature, watch the 1982 one, folks. Don't watch the other stuff. Watch this one because this one is just a lot more fun. This one has a nicer cast to it. It's a lot more funnier. It's entertaining. Fantastic choreography. Great songs. Now, as for the movie itself, as for rating wise, well, it's a movie that I gave a 3.75 out of 5 to. Unlike Rotten Tomatoes, who gave this like a 49% rating, I'm a little more generous to it because it's a fun movie. I have a lot of fun watching it. It's one of those popcorn films that I would sit back, relax, and enjoy a nice little fun time with. So that is honestly one of the big reasons why I give the rating that I do. A little more generous with this movie. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for my little thoughts about Annie. If you have seen the 1982 version, let me know down below your thoughts about it, and ciao for now.